Okay, you had some questions about the footer and how to adapt it to different breakpoints. Let's go over it. I'm inside your design. Here I can see on the layers that you have three different footers, I guess. You don't need to have three. Even if they're hidden, it's important that you delete them. So now that we have deleted them, let's see what's happening here and why you don't feel it's adapting well to the, by the way, where is it in mobile? It's hidden. Why is it hidden? Huh. Interesting. Okay. So the first thing I can see here is the height is not fit. We need to make it fit. So it adapts automatically. Now we come inside the footer and we can see the height is not fit. So I'm gonna fit it right here. And now we have no padding, which is fine, no problem. We have some padding in the contacts frame, and then we have a right block. Um, okay, so this is on all of this information that is hidden is going to show up eventually. It's going to show up in, especially when you load the page. So all of those elements are going to make it heavier. So it's important that we just clear that up. You already have the copyright here, and I don't know what this left block is. Is a contact. Okay. So it's this one probably. So I'm just gonna delete all of this because also you already have the logo right there, so you don't need anything that is hidden. Okay, and now menu, you have it in the bottom and you have all the buttons. That's perfect. And then you have the copyright. Perfect. Okay, so you have a laptop version that you don't need really because it's the same, it's pretty much the same size as the desktop version. Now tablet, you do need it because it's 810. So let's see what's happening here. We have, you hit the right block. Let me see why. Wait, no, this is not it. Here. Okay. You hit it. Maybe you didn't have enough space. So what I would do here is simply turn it into vertical mode so everything is aligned. Now the problem here is that you have the logo on the bottom instead of on the top. So you always want the logo on the top. Here you have a problem with hierarchy of the text. The logo, first of all, again, it needs to be fit and fit. This text is smaller than this one, so then when I look at this, contatti and seguir filo gets my eye faster than the name of the business. So you need to make sure that you have the right hierarchy in that design. It's like this, and then I go into the button visually, and then I don't know why, what is this? So it's important that you fix that. So I think this layout works perfectly for a tablet. I mean, you don't need to, you could do a couple of columns because you do have the space, but if you wanted to keep it that way, you can. I'm just gonna delete the phone because this one, it's like left, right, and it can be tricky. So I'm just gonna duplicate tablet and make tablet into phone. I'm just gonna change the name and change the size, and that's it. So for 390, it should work. Now, what's happening here? Some things are just bleeding out from the edge of this frame, and if I hover over it, I can see that the frame is bigger for some reason. And what's happening here? This frame that contains, that's called contacts, is it has a fixed width. So it's important that we change that. So we come to the first one. Oh, the first one is fill. Okay. Then that means that here you change it manually. So when it's purple like this, it means that you made some change manually, and probably by mistake maybe you thought that this was the main frame like this one, and you tried to change it and then you forgot to reset the override. So we're gonna click here so it goes into full mode again. I'm just gonna delete that because it's easier. create a duplicate again and just have it be 390. Now what's happening? Let's make sure that everything is fitting correctly. Now the same happens with the buttons. The frame that contains the buttons, it has a fixed width. I'm just gonna fill it up, and then I'm just from there I'm gonna duplicate it to phone, and then we'll see what happens. This one is the same. Instead of fixed, we're just gonna fill it. So this one, it's okay, I think. It's just on the edge. What I would do here, because you have a lot of space, is to make sure that all the buttons are shown, even in phones that are smaller in width, is to reduce the space in between the buttons, and then that will leave it. Also, another problem that you can have here is on phones, since people are navigating their phones with their finger, right, with their thumb, it might be tricky for them to hit, for example, the third button or the fourth one. So for footers on mobile, I usually like to do vertical mode. So if you think it's worth it, you can take a look and see how that plays out. Also, if you have a longer text on that name of the page, then it's fine because it's not going to bleed out from that little square. Let me know if that solves your question. So from here, so here what happens is we don't have a padding in the bottom. So I would just add some padding in the bottom. And yeah, that works. So now if I go to the breakpoints, desktop, laptop is fine. And now let's see what happens on tablet. Is hidden, so I'm just gonna make it visible, and it looks like a mess. Why? Because the variant that is selected is the desktop one, so we're gonna choose tablet, so it works. And then here on mobile, I'm gonna select footer, and then variant, I'm gonna select the mobile one, which in this case is called variant 3, and then that's going to work out properly. Let me know if you have any questions about this.